this video, I'm going to break down the key things I have learned and taken away from all the books I've read. Some of them really surprised me kasi nagko-contradict siya sa natutunan ko about money growing up. Let's start with the first ever book that I've read and the most popular one, and that is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is the classic of the classics, and I can definitely see why it's popular. It covers the foundations for finance and money na hindi tinuturo sa atin sa school. The story of this book is based around the author's two dads. His biological father, who recommends getting a secure job and retiring with a pension. And then there's the second dad, who is his best friend's father, and he was a high school dropout. He built a business empire and was all about independent thinking and buying assets that make money for you. This book is the one that introduced me to the concept of assets and liabilities. Assets, as it explains, are things that put money into your pocket. This could be anything from investments like stocks and shares, real estate, side hustles, or businesses that bring in extra income. On the other hand, liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket and they lose value over time. These are the things you want to avoid, especially in the years that you're trying to build yourself up. He also says that buying your primary home is not an asset, but a liability because it needs a lot of money for your mortgage payment. Now, how can you make it an asset? When you start to put some tenants in the house and let the rental income pay for the mortgage. This is where I started my journey in real estate investing. This is really a good book to begin your personal finance journey. It explains the core concepts in a very simple way and emphasizes the importance of giving each dollar a purpose and viewing it as an employee that is constantly working for you. As a result, this mindset highlights the trade-off between the money you spend today and your future income, because every dollar counts. Every dollar you spent now will not be able to work for you later on. I think that is a very good way to look at it. Next is Cash Flow Quadrant, which is a follow-up book to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So there are hundreds of ways to earn money beyond the conventional 9-to-5 job. Most people think that a stable job is the only legit and realistic way to financial security. But this book will give you a whole new picture. It makes you really understand the limitations of a 9-to-5 job, and you don't have to be tied to a desk for the rest of your life in order to make money and be financially free. In fact, it says that relying purely on your job might just be the worst thing you do when it comes to making money and seeking financial freedom. The cash flow quadrant that he discusses represents the 4 ways to earn money. On the left side of the quadrant is being an employee, meaning working for a 9-to-5 job. Next is self-employed. For example, if you are a dentist, freelancer. And then on the right side of the quadrant, which he says we need to aim for, business owner, and then being an investor. And in this book, he talks about how you can use this concept to achieve financial freedom. It's a good book to get your mind thinking with ideas, but when it comes to actionable takeaways and things you can implement, I would recommend The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. When I read this, or even when I saw the title, I was intrigued and very interested. I mean, a 4-hour work week sounds like a dream for many, but is it really achievable? Since most of the people work 40 hours or more per week. But as I got deeper into the book, I realized it wasn't all about working less. It was purely about working smarter. He talks about how anyone can live a retired millionaire lifestyle by building their own business, automating it, and then collecting their income as they go, and live their best life, or the life they would usually wait for years and years and years to live when they retire. When you read the book, you will understand how something that appears to be very crazy and totally out of reach is actually a lot easier to accomplish than you think. These two books go hand in hand. Cash Flow Quadrant opens your eyes to the possibilities of earning money outside the traditional job setup. And then the 4-hour work week gives you the tools to make it happen. Then we have the Millionaire Fast Lane. The point that the author makes in this book is that there is no such thing as get rich easy, but there is such thing as get rich quick, which is really interesting because you don't hear that very often. He talks about the 3 paths in financial life. The first path is the sidewalk. It is one where you spend more than you earn repeatedly, which keeps you trapped in a cycle of being paycheck to paycheck. The second part that he talks about is the slow lane, and it's all about taking the safer part, getting good grades, getting a good job, saving a portion of your paycheck every month, and then putting that into investments, and eventually being able to retire at 65 plus years old. And the issue with this is that it is the slow game, and you're ultimately trading your time for money. And then there's the path 3, and that is the fast lane, and that is leveraging your time to create passive income. So in other words, investing your time in work that generates passive income by creating a product or a system that's capable of earning an income. So what I really like about this book is that the author, while saying there is such thing as getting rich quick, which can sound a bit scammy, he keeps it very real, that it isn't possible without a lot of hustle, a lot of hard work, and a lot of discipline. You need to be incredibly committed, and even though it might be or might look like you get rich really quick, it's actually accumulation of years of experience and knowledge that gets you to that point. Next, we have Think and Grow Rich. I've come across people who felt that this book is all fluff and didn't really deliver what it promised. They expected a clear, actionable roadmap to wealth, and so they were quite disappointed when they didn't find that. And on the other hand, there are people who credit this book with transforming their mindset and their financial lives. For them, it was like this light bulb moment that helped them unlock their limiting money beliefs and figure out what was holding them back. So what's my take on it? When it comes to success, I believe mindset is everything. If you approach life with a scarcity mindset, thinking that there's never enough and that money is hard to come by, then that is what you will experience. Whereas on the other hand, if you believe in abundance and that you're capable of achieving wealth, your actions will align you to those beliefs and lead you towards success. But there is a big but. Mindset alone is not enough. You can have the most positive, abundance-orientated mindset in the world, but if you're not taking any action, you're not going to get very far. It's like having the best tools in the world, but never use them to build anything. You need both the right mindset and then also consistent, focused action. The Psychology of Money is a book that focuses on the psychological aspects of managing money and making financial decisions. It emphasizes that money is not just about numbers and calculations, but also about how our minds work when it comes to money. This book highlights how our feelings, thoughts, and past experiences with money impact the way we handle our finances. The concept of ignorance debt is also introduced, which means that the only thing standing between your current knowledge and the ability to earn a significant amount of money is the information you haven't yet learned. It is a reminder that learning about money and investing is a journey. The Total Money Makeover is a personal finance book that provides a practical and structured plan for individuals and families to regain control of their finances and work toward financial security. The author lays out a clear, actionable path to financial well-being through a step-by-step plan he calls the baby steps. The book's primary focus is getting out of debt, building an emergency fund, and ultimately achieving financial independence. One of the foundational principles of the book is the importance of creating a budget. This means carefully tracking your income and expenses, and then allocating your money to different categories like bills, groceries, savings. Living within your means is a key part of this budgeting process, which involves not spending more than you earn. The author introduces a highly effective debt reduction strategy called the debt snowball. This method involves listing all your debts from smallest to largest and paying them off in that order, regardless of interest rates. The psychological benefit of this approach is that you experience quick wins by paying off a smaller debt first, which can motivate you to tackle larger ones. The book also stresses the significance of having an emergency fund, which referred to as rainy day fund. This is a pool of money set aside to cover unexpected expenses or financial emergencies, such as medical bills or car repairs. Having an emergency fund can prevent you from going into debt when unexpected costs arise. I have a video about how to build an emergency fund in few simple steps here. And after reading these different books and years of learning, I compiled all the things I've learned in this book, Abundance Mindset, the ultimate guide to abundant living and overflowing wealth. It's not just a book, but it's also a guide in understanding your own mindset, transforming them from scarcity to abundance in order for you to live the abundant life you deserve. You can have a digital copy or a paperback copy that is now available on Amazon. I will put a link down in the description. One common thing about all these books and across all legit, genuine finance advice is that there is no shortcut to success. There are no shortcuts to getting rich. It requires discipline, persistence, and the ability to control your emotions when it comes to money. Investing in most cases is a very long and very slow game, whereas investing in yourself, whether that's your ability to manage money, your ability to make more money through business, through side hustle, that is more important when it comes to the short-term game, although it requires a lot of work and discipline and knowledge. If you want to go down this route, I have free resources for you to download on my website, salee.vip, and also some videos on the different side hustles I did in here.